Um, you guys wanted me to tell the story. So, not if you're gonna talk like this. Let me see, how can I tell the story about Watchmen? Okay, first I'll show the picture of Rick. I love The Watchmen, the movie. I watched the TV show. I don't like it as much as the movie, but The Watchmen movie is really good. Um, Doom Patrol is really, really good. It's my favorite, and I was going in that direction. What I was saying was, what is her name? Her name's not Alice. Shut up. Okay. What's her name? Her name is Crazy Jane. And Jane is one of the names I always use. And this one was written by, I know Grant partially wrote Doom Patrol, but I'm just like, just watch. It'll say something about fucking Alan Moore because I'm saying it's. And apparently I'm in the wrong universe because Grant wrote The Watchmen and Alan wrote The Invisibles, and I'm in the wrong universe because it's vice versa. Okay, I don't see Alan Moore's name anywhere. But I don't see Grant's name either, and me and Grant got really pissed off about that. Anyway, whatever. Crazy Jane. And Crazy Jane is the name that I always use. And they say if you have a little girl, name her Jane, something like that. And that's her name in the thing. Her name's Diane Guerrero. And I love her. And that's one of my like alternative selves is Crazy Jane. I'm like, they're like, who are you in it? I'm like, it's clearly I'm Crazy Jane. Clearly I'm Crazy Jane. Clearly Riona's Robot Man, which is like really Cyborg. That's the name that I couldn't think of. Cyborg. I couldn't think of that the other day. Can you imagine Ryan turning into a complete robot? I mean, I see a transformer all the time. I would be really upset if that happened. Okay. Um, Elastigirl is April. Is this the game coded or something? Princess Diana, Diane Guerrero, Crazy Jane, all like Alyssa format. That's weird. And April. Her name is literally April. And she plays Rita, which is my real mother's name. What do you know? So they kind of go together. I was like, wow, this game is like coded and on strings. When I watched Doom Patrol, I was like, wow, this game is like so coded. Like, April is Gigi's character in it. And it's one of her mutant powers to just melt under pressure. You know what I mean? It's real, guys. We don't know what to tell you anymore. It's real, okay? And I have a complete underground with like tons of like characters, new aliens. And they're all underground right now, aren't they? Yes, they are, okay? Um, and I also like myself. Okay, that's what I'll name this one. They were saying that's the that song. I hate myself for loving ye. Okay, I'm supposed to tell a story about how. Okay, I'm supposed to tell the story about how this was like when they're like, didn't she like make up a story about Ryan back in the day? And I was like, I'm pretty sure that. And I was like, let me think about it. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that literally happened. And then like I started like sort of creating a story around it because I'm like sort of like a comic book writer and sort of like a movie writer, like sort of like all the energy that is. And like that's sort of like the direction I go in when I have like these crazy pops that we call mutant abilities. And that's obviously what happened during that time. And it was basically like kind of Doom Patrol time. But anyway, I wasn't really Doom. Well, no, because she has a lot of different abilities, Crazy Jane. And so, yeah, that might have been when I was actually her. I'm not really sure. But I did a spell on an ex boyfriend. Because we're like thinking back to it, and I was like, why the fuck didn't that spell work? Like, it was when everything started going haywire, the Lyrian technology started taking over. I didn't really understand it at the time. Looking back now, I understand it, but then I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Like, I just like wish for something and like it comes like immediately. And that's when I started wishing for things, or that's when I started like taking my spell. I was like, okay, well, I'm wishing for these. It's not working. Chris Evans isn't texting me back, so I don't really know. So let me get into like demonic spell work and like try a little harder. And so I did. And I was like, why is it like not working? Like, why is my spell work like not working? Because like we fell to like different universes and it did work and we did fall. Like, so I was like doing like a spell to get like one of my ex boyfriends back. I was literally doing a spell to get one of my ex boyfriends back. And I popped out of my body and I popped into a car with Rion, aka Ryan, at the time. And we were sitting in the car and I think I puked in the car and I was like, you have to stop doing that. And that's what this one character who's not in Doom Patrol, it's his ability, and it's obviously Colin Farrell's ability too, okay? It was Colin Farrell doing it, okay? Like it was my father like possessing Ryan sort of basically. Okay, what's his name? The Watchman. So it was actually like a bunch of them all combined. But like this guy, who's like one of my favorite characters, I don't remember his name. Dr. Manhattan. And they kept saying to me, Dr. Manhattan is not your soulmate. Dr. Manhattan is not your soulmate. They kept saying it to me over and over and over again. And I'm like, what do you mean Dr. Manhattan's not my soulmate? Like at the time, I wasn't like equating it to like, first of all, he's my doctor. Okay. Isn't Colin Farrell my doctor? Doesn't he have like an apartment in Manhattan that like he wants to gift me? So there's that. And they kept saying Dr. Manhattan is not your soulmate. And I'm like, why are you telling me who the fuck my soulmate is anyway? Like you can grandly fuck off. But anyway, it's this guy. And I wanted to show you like the one like comic book like and see that girl, that's me in the Watchmen. Okay. And like he constantly pulls her out and she's like, what? She like pukes. Okay, that happened to me. And there's like a bunch of girls like, that happened to me too. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Stop fighting back. Stop. There's one real princess, and she affects the fake princesses of the world. That's how it works. Okay, so I put a spell on my ex-boyfriend to marry me or to come back to me. Maybe I don't know. I was pulled out of my body and put into a car with Ryan, and I puked. And I was like, please, you have to stop doing that. And I knew it was my father. And I was like, Ryan, I was crying. And I was like, Ryan, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he's like, I meet you and you're already married. I meet you and you're already married. And I'm like, what? I just did the spell, Ryan. We don't even know if it's going to work or not. Why are you freaking out? That was my thought. But his thought was, I'm already married. Meanwhile, I dropped to the level that my ex-boyfriend was at, and we actually got married and we started Last of Us. I'm realizing this now. I didn't realize it back then, okay? Because of the Lyran technology that took over the world. And yeah, I didn't imagine that. That actually happened to me. So that's the story that you guys wanted me to say. I don't know what else about the story. Anyway, he kept pulling me out. He kept pulling me out, right? And it's making me sick just thinking about it. We're really going back to the underground, Alyssa? I don't know. Why are you asking me a question? You know what the answer is. Okay? Anyway, I think that's the the only but anyway, I recommend watching Doom Patrol, which is the best, and the Watchmen movie. The Watchmen TV show is okay, but the Watchmen movie is really, really good. And my soulmate is Dr. Manhattan. Thank you very much. I'm already married to him, assholes.